Hi everyone, it's Alexa from the Break Into Travel Writing podcast, and next to me, I've got my husband, Todd Meisler.
Hello there.
We are going to be talking today about Google Search Console and Webmaster Tools. So
Yes.
we are going to pop right over, and today we're going to be showing you how you can add a new property to
Google Webmaster Tools.
To the Webmaster Tools and Search Console,
right.
And how you can verify it, as well as
look at some of the
things going on. Look at your data. And this is the number one step that my husband recommends when you're trying to build more traffic and see what's going on with your website. Here's the number one thing you're going to want to do and check to start building traffic.
Well, it's one of the first things we do because we want to make sure that Google nothing's being blocked from your website, and that there's no crawl errors, and that there's a variety of other things that we check to make sure that your site's capable of getting the traffic.
So we are starting out here. We are simply in google.com/webmasters/tools. And we are going to...
How you get there. Did you tell them how to get there? Basically, you need to be logged into a Gmail.
Okay, I didn't. Thank you.
You need to have a Gmail account. You need to log into your Gmail account. And whatever Gmail account that you're logged into, you need to have Google Analytics code that you've signed up for as well, before we get into this.
So you want one Gmail account that is associated with your website and your analytics. You need that to be the same Gmail email
that we use to get our analytics code and place it in the website, correct?
So basically all we've done is we've logged in through Gmail with the email that is associated.
Gmail. We grab the code after we signed up for Google Analytics, and we put that code into a plugin in WordPress, so that the analytics code is now on all the pages of the website.
Okay, so 2 steps. 1, we've logged into Gmail. 2, they have already added their Google Analytics code to their website.
Right, and if you have problems adding it, you may need a web developer to help you. You might be able to do it yourself. Most of the time it can be done by yourself, and then you can verify like we're doing now by yourself.
Okay, and if you've got a question, that's what the Facebook group is for. So we're going to add a property. What are we going to add, Todd?
Okay, well, I have this site that's in progress here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add, and you can see there's other properties that are listed on this page. We're going to add the www.zddesignagency.com, which is the proper way that my website resolves.
And what does that mean?
It means that the way that the website resolves, after you go to the website, you look at the URL, it says www.zddesignagency.com. It doesn't say versus non-www or versus any other possible
like
URL string, like https:// www. Yeah, you want that to be the way that it resolves. You want to list that in here.
And now they're going to ask you to verify your website. Now, what does this mean?
Verifying your website is just a way that the Search Console connects to your website so that they can see all the data.
So we're going to go ahead and verify it with...
Yeah, there's different ways to verify here, and the easiest way to verify is to make sure you have analytics on the pages of your website, and click on the verification method here called Google Analytics. We click on Verify there, and it says, congratulations, you've successfully verified the ownership of the site.
Now, this is not going to be as easy for everyone. We actually had an issue. We had a very generous offer from one of the participants of the Aspiring Travel Writer group, and
to use their site as an example, right?
Use their site as the example, and Google could not verify the site, which this is one
of the things that can occur.
Yeah.
That can be difficult. Most of the time it's pretty easy, like we just did. As long as you have your analytics installed on all the pages of your website, you should be able to verify like we just did.
Now, if you have any issues with this, go into the Facebook group and
ask some questions.
So, next step, we have verified the site. We're going to jump in and we're going to...
There's a lot of stuff we can look at here, but we're just going to look at a few items that are really important to know about.
Yeah, and the first thing we're going to do is go into Google Index.
And you can see here, we're right on the dashboard page here. It automatically crawled the site, and it gave us, it told us how many clicks we get, and gives us an update right on this front dashboard here. But we're going to dig a little deeper here into a couple of items.
So the first thing is we're going to just go to Google Index. And
Check the index status.
we're going to check the index status.
Okay. Okay, here we have 496 pages indexed. That means that over time, and you can see the dates down below, Google checks the site and pings the site to crawl the site every certain amount of time. When it does this, it gives the data, and it's able to translate that data up to Google Analytics and to Webmaster Tools. In this case here, you can see that my trend is that I'm adding pages to the website, and that in around 11, 13, 16, where this is listed here, you can see that we've got a little bit of a bump there, and either more pages of the site were added to the website, or we made some fixes on the site so that Google could see all the pages.
So the main reason somebody wants to look at this page, in my opinion, would be,
you can see 444, and we jumped up to 500 pages.
So there's two things. You don't want to be trending down, meaning if you're looking at this and then all of a sudden you drop, let's say.
Yeah, you need to be aware that that's something that you may need to address.
So Google might be penalizing your site for something. The other thing is, let's say you've got 1,000 blog posts on your site, and you come here and Google has only indexed 496.
You have
There's
a little bit of
reason.
work to do. Yeah, there's a little bit of work to do, and this is where you either connect with your webmaster or you try to work through it yourself.
And part of the way you can work through it yourself is some of the next steps that we're going to show you. And so next, Todd, did you want to go to crawl?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, the second item we can look at, and we've got a few items we're going to look at. There's so much you can do in here.
Yeah.
But you want to look at the crawl here, and the crawl is really great because it confirms that Google is accessing your site and then looking at all the pages it can on your website.
Okay.
And it's giving you statistics that will either show you errors that are on your site, pages that are not there, and other things.
So what do we want to do first?
Well, in this case here, you can click on Fetch as Google. And what we want to do is just fetch the root directory. So you can leave it just the way it is. You're not fetching a specific page here. You're just fetching the root directory and the index page here. So go ahead and hit Fetch there and leave it to the default where it says Desktop there. And click Fetch. And it then goes ahead and it tries to fetch the website from the index page, and it looks to see, and it looks like it completed there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was able to find that home page, and it did not error out, and so it gives us an idea of what we have there.
So are you saying where it says status complete, it could say status error, or
it could say that page is not found.
Okay.
Or it could, like it does below. See, we fetched about.php previously, and that page is not found. So this is a situation where if you fetch different pages of your website, you're able to see which items are there and which pages are not.
So what we did though was fetch the entire site, right?
We fetched the root directory, which is the main path to the main site, which should crawl the site.
Okay.
And so if you go to crawl crawl errors next, you can see that's the next thing we want to look at. We want to see that we can see here, because the site was in development, that it's showing that there's 267 pages that aren't found, and one 404 error. So if you click on the 404 error, you can see.
Where do I do
When
that?
you scroll down, you can click right on that right there.
This one here? This is and how do we know it's a 404 error?
Because it's highlighted here in the tab.
So if I went here, it would show me all the pages not found.
Exactly. So
okay.
So the reason that pages are not found is because we did some domain changes, and there's a bunch of other reasons.
And it's just it's a work in
it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
On translating the site to a new. So if you go to the 404 errors, those are really important, because those are errors that the target page does not exist on the server. It's not finding it.
Google says it doesn't see it, or it won't pull it up in search results.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so we either want to have, in this situation, we want to know about these pages, because it's good to have understanding of which pages we need to remove from the site, or which pages we need to redirect with a 301 redirect.
Okay. And they even offer you, if you don't, let's say you're saying, but what's a 404 redirect and I need more information.
No, 301 redirect, right?
Well, this is a 404. So you can, what's really great about the Google Search Console, at every step along the way, there are links to learn more about all of these things.
Some
so
resources that
as you're going through, click the learn more and find more information about these errors, because this video could go on for like 14 days.
Yeah, well, there's lots of stuff to check, and sometimes it takes It takes learning about what to do, and that's
Okay.
what we're trying to do here.
So it says your server is not returning a 404.
File not found. Right?
And so,
We haven't fixed it yet. So basically, we want to go in and we want to hit cancel here.
okay,
We're showing today that you can see what the errors are. We're not
Okay.
fixing them today.
okay,
But we can also look at the next tab over where it says pages not found, and you can see that a while ago it had many pages, 400 or so pages, and over time the index went down because pages were removed from the website, and we were trying to change the website structure and the architecture.
okay,
And now it's starting to trend up again.
okay. So
Okay.
this just means that
It
you
just shows you the work in progress. You know,
Okay.
this isn't like a red alert, all this stuff. This is stuff that you can fix. This is a tool that we use to help fix this stuff. So don't panic. Just look at it and use it as a tool.
Okay, and that's a really good point. This is not meant to overwhelm you. This is meant for you to get a very clear idea of how much work you need to focus on. And you know what? For some of us, you might be able to dedicate 10 minutes a day, or you might be able to say, I can do an hour a week on a Sunday to work through some of these errors.
Right, and if you have a web person that you work with, if you work with them, you can tackle some of these things and learn it and get them done a little bit quicker.
And by the way, if you're hearing rain, it's raining again in San Diego. We've had more rain this winter, and so we kind of tried to time this where there would not be background noise, but it's a rainy day.
So bottom line with the crawl is that we want to fetch as Google, so we can fetch the page that we're
Number
trying
one.
to check. And
Mhm.
if it's the main website, we want to check that. And then we want to check the crawl errors to see if we have any missing pages, 404 errors. And we either decide that we want to do a custom 404 page or a 301 redirect at that point. And that's the next, we'll be teaching that in the next, the more expanded version of this program.
Okay. Now, for today, the other area we're going to jump into is search traffic. And again, you can see, what we hope for you to do within this
Explore.
course, explore, go through and click through all of these. But again, we only have a certain amount of time and we don't want to overwhelm you. So we're picking these 3 items in the Google Search Console.
To get the ball rolling. Yeah, we need to get the ball rolling. Start understanding this stuff. So under search traffic, there's a variety of things we can look at. We can look at analytics. We can look at the links to site. We look at the internal links, all this stuff here. The most important thing, well, they're all important. One of the most important things are links coming back to your website. We need to understand what those links are, okay? So did you click on that? Is that
I
what you clicked
did.
on? Okay, so what you see here is you can see that these are all the links coming into this website, okay? And now what we do here is we can download this table. Right down
Mhm.
below, you can download the table to an Excel file, and let's go ahead and do that. Okay, a CSV file or a Google Doc, whichever one you have, if you have, Microsoft Office or if you have Google Doc. And this is going to allow us to have a master document that we will have all of our links listed in so that we can prioritize them and remove some of the ones that are probably bringing you down.
Okay.
Because if you have poor links, bad links to your website, it's minimizing the amount of ranking you're getting, and it's probably giving you less traffic.
So you're saying having either a website that's not relevant
Or a spammy site,
or a spammy
or
site.
some kind of site that somehow linked to you with some bad SEO that was done a long time ago,
Yeah.
or just they just happen to create some
Yeah.
directories and
Like,
place you
who's
in some
that?
directories.
Like, breaking a travel rating. You want to get rid of them, right?
No, not really.
Okay, but
you
what's
can see, look, you got the BBB there. Those are great. BBB,
Oh, okay.
Meetup, Pinterest. A lot of these, Blogspot is great. But then if you scroll down further, you will also see some of the links that may not be as good. Okay, so the point being, you've got this here. Open up the Excel sheet for a moment, please. And you want to save this Excel sheet in a place where you'll always know that you can access it. So put it in Google Docs. That's probably a better idea. Or use it as a Google Doc, because then you always have it. It'll always be most updated. You always know where to find it. So now we're opening the Excel sheet. Go ahead and open it up there. We need to drag it in. It's going to be kind of...
Okay.
Well, I guess you can see it right there anyway. Okay, good. All right, so here we have the complete list of links coming back to this website, right?
That's really cool. So
Right.
then you just save this.
And it tells you in the columns here, on the first column and the second column, scroll up to the top, it gives you information like the amount of links and then the pages that those links are linked back to on your website.
So Google has linked back to you?
No.
12 times?
These websites have links to your website.
Yeah.
Right. So Google's showing you how many links they have, how many linked pages, and how
Okay.
many links total.
Okay. Okay.
So this allows you to go in and you can do, so go into the bottom there and let's find some spammy looking things there like OutClicks or Stifu, you know, we don't know what
Yeah.
those are. So highlight those in a different color, okay?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which I'm not sure if you can do that the way you're.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
I've got access
Well, anyway,
to the.
you want to highlight the ones that look spammy to you,
Okay.
and you want to look at those websites to see if they truly are websites that you want to disavow or get rid of at some point. And then,
How do you do that?
well, that would be a process that you can do in Webmaster Tools. You can disavow certain websites
Okay,
from
so-
links coming into your site.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is not now, but we want to go in on our time after we're done here, highlight the sites that don't look relevant and look kind of spammy, and then go look at those sites, okay? You know, color code them so you know which ones are bad. And then, you know, not in this particular little review that we're doing right now, but we can talk about disavowing in the next program.
Okay. Okay. Now, that's a lot. So
It is a lot. It is a lot. But you want to know what links are linking back to your website because it's really important. If you see that there's a great link linking back to your website and they're linking to 12 pages on your website, then maybe they can link to 15 on your website. You know, look at that particular link and see how you can build more links from that source coming to your
So
website.
you need to look at it both ways. So you want to see the websites you want to disassociate from your site, but
Exactly.
you also might realize that there's some great travel site that's linking to you, and then you could reach out to them and talk about.
Submit another article or two.
Yeah.
Then this creates more traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
It does make sense. So that is the video tutorial for today. It's how to walk through Google Search Console.
A couple of items in there.
Yeah, and we really strongly suggest you guys go to the forum. There is a forum for Google Search Console and Webmaster Tools help. So you can reach out to us through the Facebook group, but you can also come to this great forum. They also have guides, and I'm going to put a link into the guides that they have that are both beginner, intermediate, and advanced for using Google Search Console. There are so many resources, and more than anything, get in here and just
play around. Look at what's going on your website. Now, if you can't verify your site, don't panic. It can be done. If you go back to the main dashboard, you can see that I had 3 properties listed in here, okay? Go back to the main search console, okay? And you can see I have 3 properties in here. You see how they're listed: www.zddesign.net, zddesignagency.com, and then one with a www. The bottom one is the one my website resolves at. So you can see that you may put your website in incorrect, and there it may not verify. So you want to make sure you put it in exactly the way it resolves.
So the simplest way to do that is to go to Google and type in your website and then copy
the URL.
Copy
just
the
paste it
URL
in here when you add your property.
Yeah, because in your head you might be thinking, well, it's www.blablabla.com.
Or maybe you think it's non-www.
Yeah.
You know, and it actually resolves at www.
So just go to
So little things like that.
Google search, and that's where you can find the exact way Google is indexing your site. So we hope it was helpful. We hope it wasn't overwhelming. But more than anything, we hope that you see the power of Google Search Console, the power that you can control.
You can see what's going on.
You can see what's going on. You can fix the errors. And by doing these things, you've seen some of your clients.
I've seen, if you disavow certain links to a website,
Yeah.
I've seen an increase of 10, 20, 30% in traffic sometimes in 2-3 weeks.
And for people that haven't verified their site already, it can double overnight.
Well, if you haven't verified your site, I recommend you do. This and analytics are a free way that you can go in and see what's going on with your website and work on it clearly.
Okay, so guys, any questions? Head to the Facebook group. We hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you again. Thanks.
Okay, that wasn't